Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to do a review of a new project that's going to be launching in January 2025, the first project, and it's called the Ori in Toa Payoh. So what exactly does Ori mean? Apparently, the name is made up of ORI, which is Ori as in origami, and IE, which is E, I guess, in Japanese, which means home. So it's like origami home. Well, to be honest, I don't really see the link to the actual project, but it is what it is. And possibly it's because one of the developers is actually Sekisui House, which is a Japanese developer. So this project is also developed by CDL and Frasers in conjunction with Sekisui House. Developer definitely reputable. And it's made of two blocks of 40-story apartments, total of 777 units in RCR, District 12. Estimated land area is quite a decent size at almost 170,000 square feet. Okay. Just to take note that the number of car park lots is only 627, it's not one to one. But interestingly, it includes 19 EV lots, which is possibly one of the car parks with the most EV lots in one of the new developments that I've seen. Okay, so it's a 99-year leasehold. This actually sits on the previous site of a police building, right? So this is the actual location. You are within 4 to 5 minutes walk to Braddell MRT station from the side gate. And just to give you an idea of the height of the buildings around Ori, the highest would be Gem Residences, which is right beside at about 38 stories. So that's almost the same height as Ori at 40 stories. And surrounding it are mainly HDBs, ranging from 10 stories, 12 stories, all the way to maybe 22 stories over here. All the units are north-south facing. Okay, so generally, I would say if you were to purchase something above 20 stories, you would have a pretty decent view. All right, and looking at the schools, of course, for primary schools, we don't have the confirm, but looking at the two blocks, which is 104 Lorong 1 and 94 Lorong 4, which is right beside the Ori, the five schools within 1 kilometers are pretty much there, right? I think most people are looking at Pei Chin Public School, as well as Keng Ching School and First Toa Payoh Primary School. These are possibly the schools that people are looking at when they purchase here. Okay, unit type, there are a total of 777 units split over 20 stacks. So the numbers are actually quite interesting. There are like either 77 units or 38 units or 39 units. I mean 39 units across, which is either one stack or two stack. Okay, so it ranges from one bed plus study all the way to 5 bedroom. And interestingly, almost half of them are about above 1,000 square feet. So looking at the site plan, you realize that it's quite easy to digest this site plan. Basically, the one bedrooms and the two bedrooms are all like clustered in the middle of both blocks, and they are kind of like a mirror image. Basically, the one plus study, the smaller two-bedroom, and the smaller three-bedrooms all face outside, whereas the B2, B3, and B4S actually face inside. Well, outside or inside depends on how you look at it, because technically this faces the inside, but it also faces the outside, and this faces the inside and also faces the outside. So it really depends on how you look at it. But I think when the developer did this site plan, it's in a way trying to provide unblocked views for most of the stacks. But interestingly, the ones with the kind of block views are actually the big units over the 4 bedrooms here, which face each other. But I understand it's at quite a good distance of more than 40 meters. Okay, so the entrance is along Lorong 1 Toa Payoh over here, and as, of course, Braddell MRT is over at this direction. Looking at whether this project is a good buy or not, one of the things we always look at is what are the other options in around the area. So within a 1 kilometer radius of the Ori, these are only these condos that are within 1 kilometer of the Ori. And to be honest, I think the only competition is actually Gem Residences, because the rest of them are easily close to 20, almost 20 years old, right? You wouldn't really put them in the same comparison, right? So Gem Residences, which is literally right beside the Ori, would be the closest competition, but it is also approximately 5 years old now, and probably 8 to 9 years old by the time the Ori has reached TOP. So looking at Gem Residences, the price that has been transacted, right now the average PSF is about 1,928, and the highest PSF transacted is about 2,082. Yeah, using an average of about 2,005 PSF. Yeah, that's maybe do an estimate of what is a fair price for the Ori, because it's just like buying a new car versus an old car. Clearly, the old car will be cheaper, but then people tend to compare, oh, what's the depreciation like? And by buying a new car, you get newer features, you get warranty, you get maybe the newer car is also less likely to break down. In the same way, we have to try to prorate the old price or the resale price back to the new price. So in a sense, since the land tenure has already started from 2015, right, we have to restart it back to 99 years and account for the age of the building, which right now, if you are choosing between the Ori and Gem Residences as of today is, or as at the point of launch of the Ori is about 6 years old. So let's say we divide by 89, multiply by 99, and multiply by 1.06, accounting for 1% per year, we get an estimate PSF for 2,364. Right? But because the Ori is a post-GFA harmonization project, right? If you're not sure what is GFA harmonization, please feel free to reach out to me. But because it's post-GFA harmonization, we typically add a 5 to 8% price on top of the pre-harmonization GFA price. So technically, a fair price would be about 2,482 PSF. As of this moment, we do not know what is the price that the developer will be launching at, and there is no official communication on this as well. So this is purely just for interest sake that we're doing this calculation. But looking at the price that this plot of land was secured at, which is 1,360, comparing that with Emerald of Katong, right, which was secured at 1,069, both of them are post-GFA harmonization projects. You can see that the break-even price of Ori is much higher than Emerald of Katong, and we all know what was the price that Emerald of Katong was transacting at just a month ago, and what was the highest it even achieved. So it's really anybody's guess what the developer is going to be launching this project at, right? Another thing is, if we look at the prices of new launches over the years, because Toa Payoh is situated in RCR, and I would say a very ideal and desirable location in RCR, the average price of RCR so far has been about 2,671 per square feet for new projects launched in RCR. So would it be likely that the developer will be launching an average price higher than this? Again, nobody knows. Let's see how it goes. I believe that the price will be released really very soon. Okay. I think another important thing to take note of is the floor plan, which I think this is the area where the Ori is doing really well. Looking at the 3 units, different layouts of the 2-bedroom, namely the 1 bath, 2 bath, and the 2 bed plus study, one thing you notice is that all of them come with a somewhat enclosable kitchen, right? It's not the straight open kitchen that we see for most of the 1 or 2 bedrooms that you see in the market today. What's more interestingly is that for the 2 bed, 1 bath, I even see a window here in the kitchen, but I believe it's still an induction stove, not a gas stove. Right? All of them will be dumbbell layout, and I think all the bedrooms are comfortable, sizable bedrooms. Do note that the aircon latch is no longer calculated in this post-GFA harmonization calculation. Okay, so all dumbbell layout. But what I really like about the 2 bedrooms is the 2 bed plus study. We have a very good size study over here. And for the kitchen, which I said is an enclosable kitchen, you actually have a glass panel over at this area, which allows you to see through all the way to the balcony. I think this gives the whole project a very wide, spacious view. And this is actually the show flat unit, which you can take a look at the show flat itself when it opens for a public preview. Right. You also notice that the sizes are a little bit smaller than what you typically expect, also because this is a post-GFA harmonization project. So usually you will add about maybe 30 square feet down for the aircon latch, right? Compare this with a project that is slightly older and right beside it, Gem Residences. You can see what I mean by a typical 2-bedder unit, whereby it has a open kitchen over here. And also you notice that this 2 bed 1 bath at 592 square feet, which is the same as the 2 bed 1 bath of Ori at 592 square feet. The bedroom is only enough size for a single bed. And if you realize, the master bedroom is also quite small. It's a queen size bed with only space for a small side table. Yeah, the balcony is also a little bit peculiar because it's like 70% of the living area, and then you have an aircon latch right beside. Okay. Similarly, for the 2 bed 2 bath at 678 square feet for Gem Residences, while the Ori is at 646 square feet. It's also open kitchen, right? And also the bedrooms seems to me it's smaller than what you would see at the Ori. So this is why I say I think for the Ori, the layout is really one of the selling point. Okay. Looking at 2 of the 3 bedrooms designs, right? I would say that the 3-bedroom premium 1044 square feet is a really good layout in the sense that you have basically what you need. You have a kitchen, enclosed kitchen, windows, we have gas hob, we have a household shelter, we have a yard plus OWC here, 3 bedrooms all facing one direction, which means you have really nice full height windows. You don't have the aircon latch at the other side. Both bathrooms come with windows as well. Not much to complain about. This would possibly be the most popular 3-bedroom layout in the Ori. Unfortunately, this is not a show flat unit at the Ori show flat. Interestingly as well, this project comes with a 3-bedroom dual key. And I think this is a really well done dual key. This is the studio area, whereby once you come in, on the left side, you have a pantry, you have a bathroom here, and you have a studio, which is your bedroom over here, and the windows are here. And once you go straight, you actually have the other 2 bedrooms over here, and as well as a household shelter, walk-through kitchen, right? And interestingly, this kitchen also leads to the balcony. Yeah. So I think this layout might be something that will interest investors or those that are looking for a bit of a passive income to help subsidize their mortgage, and they only need 2 bedrooms, right? This is something that is really interesting. The 4 bedrooms, right? 4 bedrooms layout, pretty standard, but what I would possibly point out is that all the 4 bedrooms are on one side, right? Some may like it, some may feel that this actually results in a really long corridor over here. Whereas for some developments, you see they'll put one of the bedrooms over at the other side, leading to a shorter corridor and lesser wastage space in that sense. And also for 4 bedrooms, generally, people would prefer if it was a more of a landscape layout for the dining and the living area. But in this case, we don't have it, right? But other than that, I think that the layout is still quite functional, quite usable. And the 4-bedroom plus study is somewhat like the same, just that they have an additional study here, which is quite a good height, I would say. Good size, I mean, I would say. And possibly you can even use it as a 5th small guest room if you wanted to, right? So this is the 5-bedroom with private lift. I would think that for most 5 bedrooms in the market, right, you would typically also see a landscape layout whereby the living and dining is side by side, so you have a quite wide frontage. But in this case, you have a landscape, you have a portrait layout. At the same time, right, you would see some of these 5 bedrooms with a junior master over at this side of the house, so you have a shorter corridor. But in this case, all 5 bedrooms are all on one side, right? So as a result, you do not have, you may have a little bit of wasted space, I would say. Okay. So I think this comes to the end of a very quick summary of what the Ori project is based on the limited information that we have now. Right. What we do know is that the preview is on 3rd of January 2025. That's when the public can go and view the show flat. And the launch will be on 17th January 2025. Right. Of course, right now we don't know whether there's going to be what kind of VIP, bulk purchase, agent purchase, all this that we saw in recent other launches. But of course, when we know all this information, we will let the public know. Some of these projects nowadays is not whether you want to buy or not, it's whether or not you get a good ballot number in order to purchase a unit. Yeah. So I hope this gives you a simple overview of what the Ori is. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to share more with you.